Tennessee. Say you won't leave me alone. That's great.
All right, I got to tell you guys a little story real fast. I'm going to actually sit down.
Am I allowed to sit down or do I need to stand
No, you have to stand up. All right. I've known Judah Akers for a long, long time, and I've been a huge Judah and the Lion fan for many years. This has been a dream of mine. Tonight has been the culmination of, honestly, several years of work to try to make this happen. And I have to thank Britt back there. He's been a big part of this. But this night's so special for me. It's a blessing. I'm a huge Judah and the Lion fan. Actually, I have some notes real fast. No, not a lot of notes. Not a lot of notes. I'd like to thank my boss. I'd like to thank God. I do, honestly. But anyway, I love these guys. These guys have the future. Every time they do something, it's like every year. I actually told Judah, if he remembers last year, this is going to be your year. And now I say whatever about 2018, 2019 is going to be their year. You guys have seen them on Jimmy Kimmel, James Corden, Good Morning America. They've been on tour last year with 21 Pilots. Bonnaroo, they're playing Woodstock 50 in August, which is awesome. More importantly, they have a new album, Pep Talks, out May 3rd. Yes. So for each and every one of you here, if you don't buy that album on iTunes, you're not a real fan, and you probably need to leave. Of course, any photos, any videos, tag them on this thing. Let's blow this up because this is hometown. Oh, I almost forgot. They're also going on tour this summer and through some dates in the fall. They're playing Ascend Amphitheater on Saturday, August 24th. And the guys in the band wanted me to express that you're not a real fan if you don't come to the show at Ascend in August. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, guess what? Listen to Kiss because we'll be giving away tickets. There you go. All right, I'm going to shut up now. Anything you want to say?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to bring the band out, let them come up here, and then I have somebody very, very special that I would like to introduce the band tonight instead of myself. She's my personal guest tonight, and I love this girl to death, so we'll introduce her in just a second. But right now, Judah, Nate, Brian, Judah and the Lion, ladies and gentlemen. Wait, hold up, Nate. Yes. Turn around. Beard, accomplished musician, tattoos, okay? That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'll say. Absolutely nothing. Heather, you want to come up here with me real fast? She is so nervous, you guys. So nervous.
How are you? It's good to see you. Good to see you, Heather. How are you?
You guys, I've known Heather for several years. I have to tell you this story real fast. I think it was Black Friday shopping. Is that what we were doing or something? I think. Anyway, I met her at Kohl's, and she came up to me, and, I mean, complete fangirl moment. I can understand fangirling on him, not on me, okay? I mean, look at him. I'm attracted to him. Anyway, look at her. She's shaking like crazy. Come here, Heather. Come here. She is literally the biggest Judah and the Lion fan that I've ever met in my life. And when we found out that they were going to come and play here in Cookeville, she was the first person I messaged. I said, you're here because, and I surprised her tonight. She didn't know this. But I want you to introduce the band tonight, okay? Are you ready for this? I want you to say, are you guys ready for Judah and the Lion?
Are you ready for Judah and the Lion?
Very good. Thank you, Heather. Best intro ever.
Oh. Come on over here.
What's up, everybody? I'm like really nervous. I know, like, I know it's like,
Oh man, I'm way more nervous now than like I was last week or whatever when we did the late shows. Anyways, thanks for coming, everybody. This is so sweet. Everybody have a good day. Good Thursday. Anybody start the weekend off a little early? Nice. Well, I could just say I'm so proud to be from this town. As much as we've traveled and gets me traveling with sports a little bit before, and then obviously our music kind of taking us around the world a little bit now. I can just say that I'm so proud to be from this town, and you should be too. I'd say Cookeville, Tennessee, a lot with pride and with such great what's the word? Passion, emphasis. But yeah, we're super thankful, and I was telling the boys about Freaky's like hairstyle back in the day. He's gone through so many transitions with his looks. Mostly just really inspiring looks, whether it be the colorful hairs or that. Did he run off? Oh. Oh, I can say whatever I want about freaking out. Did you ever have like a really crazy like nose ring? And how many transitions?
How crazy can a nose ring be?
Not. It was crazier than yours.
Was it just bigger?
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
Nice.
But. I grew up, bro. You look great. But yeah, it's always kind of been a dream of mine, just being a Cookeville kid, having a song on the radio, just in general. But obviously, growing up here, being on our station, and with my uncle, being over here as well is like, it's really really cool to be supported and loved in your hometown, and it means a lot to us. I'm gonna really try hard not to cry tonight. I feel like it might be one of those nights. But yeah, it just means a lot seeing all of y'all's faces, and so many people here that gave to our first Kickstarter when we were first making music, and I think we probably had maybe $10 in our band account or something before the Kickstarter, and I think after it we had like enough to make the record and like print off the CDs and stuff. So thank you guys for being here still and supporting. But to the music, on the reason why we're here, if you catch me like talking too much, just be like, dude, I got my cousins here that'll hold me accountable. It's like, no, shut up and play songs. But yeah, this first song I kind of wrote, and I'm gonna talk about some songs, and I'll probably talk about songs a little bit, maybe not as much on some songs, and probably too much on some, but. This first song was written kind of in a very emotional year for me. I'm pretty sure it was 2016. It's a couple years ago, and it was this moment where I met my nephew for the first time, and they were living out in California, and my little sister, if you know my family, kind of resembles me, and not that really has anything to do with the story, but when the little guy came out, he kind of looked like me a little bit, at least from the start, and it was just like this crazy moment of just like, oh my gosh, you kind of sort of belong to me in a little weird way, but like, just like you're my nephew. And it was just like seeing my sister go through that process, and it was such like a super high moment for me. And so it was a lot of stuff that was going on for the band at the time, and a lot of new stuff. And then my grandpa, not to get like sappy or anything, but my grandpa, kind of suddenly passed away from lung cancer, and it was just kind of like freaking stabbed at the heart. And then about 2 weeks after that, one of my best friends in high school, Blake Courier, if you guys know, passed away. And it was just like processing through that for the first time, and seeing, I guess, death up close for the first time was just such a weird experience for me, as it is for anybody that's kind of going through that for the first time, but also in the midst of like a really cool times of like getting to meet my nephew and having these like amazing moments like that. So this is not actually a heavy song, because Faf and Blake were both very, very happy people, and brought a lot of joy to people's lives around them. But we wanted to write a song that was like, no matter who you are, like what you're doing, what you're going through, like freaking go after your dreams, because tomorrow's not promised to anybody. So here's a happy song. And here's the rule too, and I always say it. I like when people sing our songs, It's really cool. So if you happen to be a singer or a shower singer or just a screamer or just whatever, it's kind of like one of those nights where even if your neighbor is kind of bad at singing, it's okay. We have speakers in here. So if you don't feel like singing, you're not a public singer, it's okay if you just watch too. Here's the song.
I ain't trading my youth for no suit and jacket. And I ain't giving my freedom for your money and status. So don't say I'm getting old. 'Cause I'll say it when I do. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quickly. And I don't wanna go, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am? And I ain't trading my dreams for no 401k. I ain't giving this fire for a cold, cold heart. So don't say I'm getting cold. 'Cause I'll say it when I do. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quickly. And I don't wanna go, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am? Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly, and some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly. Some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. Some of us surviving, some of us just roaming, some of us just hoping the world would move more slowly. Some of us alive, we're all gonna die one day. 'Cause everybody I know is growing old too quickly. And I don't wanna go, how am I supposed to slow it down so I can figure out who I am?
Thank you. Is everybody feeling good? Okay. So yeah, we're super excited about this new record. It's called Pep Talks. It's coming out May 3rd. I guess it's just kind of weird. I feel like we've been working on this record for so long, and we're kind of like approaching like the moment where it's actually in the hands of more than just our kind of like team, and it comes with like, a new record is always kind of scary, just transparently. Maybe not in Cookville because a lot of families here, so at least my grandma's gonna like it, and my parents, but and my uncles and aunts, and and Alexis. But yeah, it just comes with like a lot of I don't know, you're kind of like almost like ripping yourself open again to the world and like, hey, here's my heart and here's what I've been through the last little bit and hope you like it, you know. But we're just so like excited about it. We got more time to work on it in the studio this time, and I really feel like we've kind of been intentional about the words that we're saying. One of my favorite songwriters, he was like, as you start to kind of travel more and more, you know, with your career in music, if you're lucky to have like one longer than like a couple years or whatever, each word, you know, when you're on the road needs to matter even more, and with the story that you're telling and the vision. So, you know, with this new record, comes with a lot of like heaviness and a lot of like personal stuff that I've kind of gone through, just like with my life in the past few years, and just kind of processing through a lot of pain and stuff on the road, which is kind of just weird. You know, doing 250 shows a year for the past 5 years is a lot, but then, you know, having stuff that you're going through kind of personally back home where you kind of just feel all these emotions that kind of happen. So this song kind of was written after I think we were playing a show in Dallas, Texas, and after the show, kind of like was so pumped about the show, and I got this call from my sister that was like, oh, another thing kind of happened back home that wasn't good, and it was just like this moment where it was just like, oh, dang it, like another thing or something, and it just felt like really overwhelming to me at the time. And I don't know how you got with your emotions, but I'm probably a little bit unhealthy in some ways, because it's like when one negative thought comes in, like about a billion of them do. And it was just like one of those nights where I was like, there's no chance of me sleeping tonight. And so I got up, and like I do sometimes with songwriting, is just kind of like allow myself to process through those emotions. So these are the words that came out that night. It's called Over My Head. So if you know the words too, please sing it. It's a new one, so it's okay if you don't know the words. Thank you.
What's my purpose, huh? What's my future? I don't know. These are the questions I address before I go to sleep. I wish my mind would turn off with the lights on my TV screen, but here in the dark, everything off, I start to think. It gets hard to breathe. I'm in over my head. I'm in over my head. All these thoughts are an ocean that I'm drowning in. I'm in over my head. 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 Second guessing, I'm so stressed, success is an empty lie. So what's the point if that's our purpose, honored by design? All this stressing got me confessing that I can't find peace, so I hydrate, caffeinate, medicate, repeat. I hydrate, caffeinate, medicate, repeat. I'm in over my head. I'm in over my head. All these thoughts are an ocean that I'm drowning in. I'm in over my head. I'm in over my head. I'm in over
We're gonna play another new one if that's okay. We've always learned that it's better to tune than to play a song and then to figure out that you're out of tune. And since the person that taught me how to play guitars in the house tonight, which is my uncle, I'm really going to make sure that I'm tuned because I will hear from it after. So I probably should actually point my uncle out because I probably would have never gotten into music if it wasn't for my uncle teaching me and kind of taking big risk on me over at Church on the Hill. And back when I was, Paul. And that was Pete, if you don't know Pete.
What up, Pete?
What up, Pete? But yeah, he let me get on stage while I was going through puberty. So there was a lot of squeaking. There's still some occasional squeaking from me, just naturally just kind of comes out, whatever. But then at that time, as my voice was really changing, it came out a lot, and he still allowed me to be on stage. So this really means a lot. But here's a new song of ours called "Why Did You Run?" It's kind of written in places where I kind of felt most lonely in my life, and here my voice squeaked again. But it's a song like I've always kind of learned to deal with pain through dancing, so and kind of rejoicing in that we kind of wanted to be. If you hear the song right now, it's going to sound more of like a bluegrass song or whatever, but if you look it up, it's more of a dance song, which is kind of intentional. The call on the streets in Seattle. She said, honey, I don't got much time to talk. I broke down cause I knew what was next. She said, I'm okay, but I'm locked in a holding cell till someone gets me out. Can you help me? I have no one else. So there I was, a defenseless middle kid, crying out for the right words to say. Sorry, I can't do anything at all. So I hung up and called. I hung up and called you, 'cause you're the one, oh, you're the one I needed, you're the one, oh, you're the one I needed the most. Why did you run? Took a stupid fight with him after the accident. Funny now cause I thought it was in your defense, cause I thought you were sober then. So there I was, a lost kid looking for a home that he once knew. So I broke down and called you. I broke down and called you, 'cause you're the one, oh, you're the one I needed. Why can't you be
happy. I want you to be happy. Why can't you be happy with her? Why did you run? Why did you run? Why did you run? Got the call on the streets in Seattle. Said, honey, I don't got much time to talk. Broke down cause I knew what was next. Thank you. Is everybody doing okay? So we're gonna play a song that brings back a lot of memories to growing up for me. And we just were like fooling around with this in sound check earlier today, and we wanted to play it for you. So you will know this song, I think. If you do know it, please sing it. Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You could stand me up at the gates of hell, and I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from pushing me around. I won't back down. No, I won't back down. Y'all sing with me. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. And I'll do what's right, 'cause we got just one life. And I'll keep this world from dragging me down. And I won't back down. No, I won't back down. Come on, family. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I'll stand my ground, and I won't back down. Beautiful.
throw a little mix up here. How long are we allowed to play? Oh gosh, we only know a few songs, just the three of us. Oh man. It's called True Discretion. I don't know if you want that. So this next song is it's from our last record, and it's kind of, I think it's it's mostly written out of a place of kind of insecurity, I think, for me. You know, I grew up with great, amazing family, great parents that really believed in me as a person, but I still found myself, when we were pursuing music, all these kind of insecurities that I had were kind of flaring up, just as people get, you know, you're insecure. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe you're a very confident person. I don't know. But I kind of found myself in this position where I was like, really allowing like the criticisms or the negative comments that you see just naturally as a band kind of like really cut to my heart a little bit. And that's not healthy as a person. As you know, it's just like it's kind of baloney, but it kind of feeds the insecurities or the fears that you have as a person. And this next one was just kind of written as like, man, I've kind of put my parents and my life, kind of put myself in a position to really like believe in myself, but I still find myself just like doubting. I grew up a pretty big jock, I would say, as you know, in Cookville maybe. I love sports. I love growing up. But one thing that's so different about sports and music is sports is pretty objective. It's like you're either good at basketball or you're not, or you're good at baseball or you're not. You know, it's kind of like, okay, well, you didn't make the team, but that's okay. Go do something else, you know. But with music, it's so opinionated and it's so personal and it's so like everything. It's just like even telling you these words is just kind of like, ugh, I don't like spilling my guts. But I found that music just has a way of kind of bringing a lot of like healing in that way for me. So this song is kind of like I almost said middle finger. Am I allowed to say middle finger? I don't know. I got my grandma in here, but my grandpa used to use the middle finger a lot. So, talking about my grandpa again, this is kind of like a middle finger to insecurities and fears. That's a good thing to put a middle finger to. Don't do them to your like enemies or your people that you hate, because then it's just going to be a fight or something. It's just not going to go good. But to like the devil or like to fears, that sounds like a pretty good like thing to do. I don't know. You didn't come here for like a school lesson or anything, but we're just here to play music. Don't take advice from us. When we came out with this song, Suit and Jacket, that we played earlier, we had a lot of people like online say like, oh, you're teaching our youths not to save up their money. And we're like, because there's a line, it's like, I ain't trading my dreams for 401k or whatever. It doesn't even make sense on an English level. But then we're just like, we're not here to like be your financial advisor. So go find that somewhere else. We're just like, at the time especially, we had no way of even thinking about, we were just kind of thinking about the next grilled cheese sandwich we were going to make, not a 401k. So here's the next song. This is Nate, everybody, on the banjo.
Hey.
Nate's from Colorado Springs. We all met at Belmont. We all met in Nashville. And this is Brian over here on the mandolin. A little instrument like that we like to call the ukulele.
No, everybody here knows that it's not a ukulele because they're Southern. Actually, fun fact, I didn't really know what a mandolin was until I moved to Tennessee. So, and now it's like my thing, so.
Sick. Brian gets so mad when anybody calls this a ukulele. And so every chance I get, I'm just like, Brian plays the ukulele for the band.
I don't get that mad.
He doesn't get that mad. He doesn't really ever get mad. Here's the next song. Jeez, I gotta stop talking.
You ready?
My father told me that I could do anything. I don't know myself. My fears, they permeate these walls that I've made through my age. It's getting harder to see it, but I know do it is right, fight for the truth. This is something that means something to you. Invest in the love, give it your best. Follow what's in the left side of your chest. Be ready for highs, ready for lows. Dream is a dream until you go. Through the mistakes, you'll find who you are. Don't reach for the moon when you go into Mars. We're going to Mars. 'Cause we can do anything we want. We can do anything. That's who we are. We can do anything. And our lives are more than just finding ways to get through it. Wanting more than just breathing. Well, my mother told me that I could do anything, and I think I'm starting to see it. But I know, forget the lies, remember the truth. This is something that means something to you. Invest in the love, give it your best. Follow what's on the left side of your chest. Be ready for highs, be ready for lows. Dream and dream until you go. Make some mistakes, don't forget who you are. Don't reach for the moon when you go into Mars. We're going to Mars. 'Cause we can do anything we want. We can do anything. That's who we are. We can do anything. We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars. We can do anything we want. We can do anything. It's who we are. We can do anything.
All right, so we're going to play a little tradition when we do these more intimate shows, especially in the South. We like to whip out a bluegrass song, which I know, I feel like every time we do it in Tennessee, we're like a little intimidated, or at least I am, because there's probably a lot of really good like bluegrassers in here, right? Anybody else play the banjo? Mandolin?
Nice.
I guess not. All right, we're good.
Play really sloppy.
Never mind. I'm not going to apologize. Yeah, so this is Little Girl of Mine in Tennessee. It's a classic. I'm sure you guys know it.
And we're going to dedicate this one to my sweet grandma. Where's my grandma at?
Nan.
Hey, Nan, this one's for you. So you have to make eye contact with Nan the whole time.
Perfect. Nan, do you want us to play it extra fast, normal speed, or start slow and then get really fast?
To our discretion.
To our discretion. Okay, cool. Nan was in our latest music video, which is not released yet, but I just want to say she crushed it on set last week.
She literally became the star of the video shoot. Our sweet Nan.
It was great.
Oh, a long time ago when I left my home to roam down in the hills of Tennessee was the sweetest little girl that was ever in this world. That little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, that little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Oh, one day I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. cabin in the woods, and that little girl is waiting there for me. Oh, I can see her smiling faces, her waiting at the gate. That little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, that little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. One day I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, that little girl of mine in Tennessee. I know she's waiting there for me. Oh, one day I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Oh, one day I'll settle down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. Yeah.
Does anybody? This is gonna probably age me. A weird thing to say. I feel. Does anybody remember the band, the Cluster Pluckers? Shout out to them. They sold me my first guitar too, so shout out to the Cluster Pluckers. Really cool Cookville family band. I think that was the right name. It's the right name, right? Yeah, okay. All right, I think we're gonna play one more song, if that's cool with you. But before that, it's my dad's birthday, or it's the day before his birthday. So his name's Britt, and it would be really cool if we could all sing him a really awkward happy birthday. Now, here's the thing: it can't be pretty. We don't like that. I want it to be really ugly, like a really goofy, like a really awkward happy birthday. Okay? I'll lead the way, and you go where I go. Okay? That's what we're doing here.
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Brett! Happy birthday to you!
Great job. That sounded terrible.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and supporting what we do. Like I said earlier, like all of you kind of believing in this from early on and believing me as a person in each way that you've done it. It profoundly has made a huge impact on me and us as a band. And I remember our first show here on that house show tour that we were doing. We came to Sweet Sally's and kind of played like a coffee shop. Kind of was it 3 of us, maybe 5 of us? No, Sam Pinkerton was there, so it was like 7 of us.
We had everybody. Yeah.
I don't know, and we kind of played like every Cookville spot up to this point, the Fall Fun Fest and Dogwood Park, and we just got to do the Tennessee Tech show as well. And I don't know, it's just to be supported and loved by the people that you call family in your hometown. It just means a whole lot, especially you, Heather. Thank you so much for being here. But we have one more song, and I will shut up. We got to play the David Letterman show like right before like all the really famous bands played it. Like it was like he announced that he was going to retire or whatever, and I think it was in May of that year. And we had just either dropped out of school or graduated. We won't tell you the ones who dropped out and who graduated, but anyways, I've started to say we all dropped out, but then it's like it's kind of just a weird thing to say. And they were like, "We didn't all drop out. You didn't like make that decision. You know, we did." And so I'm kind of trying to strike a balance there. But
I'm proud of your degree.
thank you. I've always needed that affirmation from you. It really did a lot for us. But it was like right after we dropped out of school, and we came out with our first record called Kids These Days, and somehow, some way, it got into David Letterman's ear, and he happened to like the song that we wanted to play. And all of a sudden it was like we were on the David Letterman show, and it was just like this how did we get here moment. Like, it was just so weird, and like we did not deserve to be on the stage, but somehow we were, and it was such this like amazing honor. And for us as a band, we were like, we did something cool, you know. It was like, what the heck? And you know, he wasn't even on our radar to even like play that show. And you know, we played this song, Kicking the Leaves. I think it's a 3-minute song, and I think we played it. We didn't play to click at all that time, and we played it like 2 minutes. Like, we were so nervous. We played the song like double time almost. We would go back and listen to her, like super embarrassed. But it was such an amazing moment. But like that next day, I think brought more clarity to how much of a moment like that can be so cool, but it's so like fleeting. And for us as a band, you know, you look up to bands as you do kind of growing up, or if you listen to artists or whatever, you kind of can see the trajectory. And we could see like a lot of older bands that we listen to just kind of like look empty, or like at least even in interviews they would say. And in that moment we were like, man, we really need to define like what success is to us. Like, it can't just be about like stupid Instagram followers and like 1 million people coming to your show, which is great. It's awesome to have that. Like, we love paying our bills, but like, it's not really what it's about. And if it becomes about that, then at the end of the day, it's like everything is just so empty. And so we try not kind of have like a clear vision of what success looks like, and to have and fight for that version of success. And I would just encourage you too, like, no matter how young or old you are, if you haven't defined like what success looks like for you in your life, I think it's like one of the more important things we do, because if you don't define it, somebody else will. And that's when kind of disappointment sets in, or the more the insecurities or the fear, because you haven't really set out like, you know, what it is your goal is, because the world will define it for you, and a lot of times that'll just kind of leave you empty. So this song is just kind of like our anthem to fight that feeling, and make our definition of success about people, and about love, and about hope, in the message that we're trying to bring to the world. So Cookeville, we love you so much. I'm so proud to be from here. Freaky, thank you so much for having us. And if you hear our song on 98.5, be sure and call Freaky and tell him how much you love it. And you can do all of them. You can do it like my mom used to do when Take It All Back kind of started playing the radio. She would call like the Nashville station with like 3 different voices, as if like they didn't have caller ID or whatever. But you could do that. So if you're good at like kind of faking it or whatever, acting, do that to Freaky. You really get him. Say, Freaky, we really love their song. I sent the invitations with my email signature, so they have my cell phone now. Oh, sick. Everybody go troll Freaky tonight. But family, I love you guys. We're so excited about the new record coming out, Pep Talks, and we're super glad to have this moment with you right before it kind of happens and is out in the world. So thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend and good night. Be safe. Nate's got a good banjo joke. Y'all want to hear Nate's banjo joke?
The banjo is a respectable instrument.
That's the joke.
You always just diss yourself.
I still think it's better than when y'all ask which is better, a
What was
chainsaw
the
or a
original
banjo.
one was, what's the difference between a chainsaw and a banjo? Chainsaw has an on and off switch. It's not that great. And then Nate the other day came up with that, and somebody goes, "That's a good joke," and we were like, "Oh!" He was like trying to fight for his instrument, and he goes, "The banjo is a respectable instrument," and this like very rambunctious lady in the back goes, "Good joke, Nate." Really got him. All right, here's the last song. Sorry, I told you I would probably talk too much. All right, but this one's called "Take It All Back." Take It All Back. This one's called "Take It All Back." Good Lord.
is real great. Feeling well on my way to my dreams coming true, and I'm getting to do it with you. It feels so nice when the people sing along. They're singing along with the banjo. Did I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back? I take it all back just to have you. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you. One day we might have a big house with nice cars and fancy clothes, and a wife with a big old diamond ring.
I wrote it before I was married, by the way, for the skeptical people.
Cause the people, they're dancing along to the mando. There's some sort of hip-hop beat. But I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all. I take it all back just to have you. I'm waking up. 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 And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I take it all back just to have you.
All right, can we do just the girls now on that? Very good. All right, dudes, come on, don't let me down here. Really go for it. And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back. I think we should try to get maybe my uncle to sing it just by himself. And I take it all back. All right, Mike Rowe. Take it all back. All back. All right, one time all together.
And I take it all back, take it all back, take it all back, take it all back just to have you.
Beautiful. Have you cook?
Let's hear it for them.